Hi, Integrated Math 1. Welcome to lesson 4.2.4B. Yes, that's where we are. We're on day 2 of drawing conclusions from data. So we've been making all kinds of tables, all kinds of graphs, and now we're just trying to draw conclusions from it, right? What patterns do we see? What decisions can we make based on what we see, right? That's all we're looking at these days. Because that's the big thing about data, making decisions from it. So remember Andres on page, we're now on page M4-99. If you recall, we made a table with Andres's data. We made a graph, right? A stacked bar graph with Andres's data. And they were trying to make some decisions about the radio station that he's now the manager of and whether we should change it or not. So we decided to do a survey at Rawlins High School. He decided to, host the dance, and the data was nice, but felt like it was kind of close in numbers and things could shift a little bit. So Andres knows that one of the most sought after age groups in the radio business is the age 18 to 35 group. If KYWN can target and successfully attract listeners in this age range, it can then lure advertisers to buy more airtime. That's how the radio station makes their money, right? So knowing this, Andre decides to use only the data he gathered from the seniors he served at Rawlins High School, right? We only want the 18 to 35 group, and our 9th, 10th, and 11th graders aren't 18 yet. So he's going to just look at the seniors from Rawlins High School. So we're going to analyze the tables and graphs that we created last time, and we're going to predict which music genre is the most popular for the Rawlins High School seniors. So go ahead and write down which music genre do you see as most popular for the seniors and tell me how you came to that conclusion. Hit pause, write it down, hit play when you're ready to check your work. So we're only looking at the seniors. So on this graph, this means I'm only looking at those top chunks of my stacked bars, or of course, if you're looking at the table, in this case, I find it a little easier to use the table. I'm just looking for the biggest number here, and I can see it's in dance. And even as I look at the stacked bar graphs, I can see that it's in the dance section that the seniors have the biggest bar. So I'm going to say dance music is the preferred music of the Rawlins High School seniors. Whether I'm looking at the data in the table or the stacked bar graph, more seniors appear to like dance music than any other music genre. Like out of the 16 seniors surveyed, 7 seniors liked dance music the most. So suppose Andres decides to suggest a music format change for KYWN to dance music. What information would you advise Andres use to strengthen his suggestion? And you can use any of the data, supply any graphs you think might strengthen his suggestion, and explain why you chose the information. So go ahead, hit pause, jot down your thoughts, hit play when you're ready to check your work. So my thought on this is instead of using the whole table, I just want to focus in on those seniors, on those 12th graders. So my thought is instead of the whole table, let's use a conditional relative frequency graph table, right? Instead of basing it out of everybody, let's come back here and do all of these numbers out of 16 and do my percents. So 3 out of 16, 3 out of 16, 2 out of 16, 7 out of 16, 1 out of 16. And I'm going to turn those into percents. And this gives me a nice direct comparison that also means if I wanted to do a graph, I could do a graph with percents, right? And then I would just have one bar for each one. And I'd be like my rock bar, my classical bar, my hip hop bar, my dance bar, my country bar. And now I just have my seniors. So if Andres is like, we need to change the music format to dance, and he wants to prove it with numbers, he can use the conditional relative frequencies, just comparing 12th graders to 12th graders, and a graph with just the 12th graders on it to help strengthen his argument. Now, based on the information we analyzed regarding the seniors, would you change KYWN's music format to match the Rawlins High School's seniors survey results? If yes, use the data to explain why. If not, explain why not. Hit pause, jot down your thoughts, hit play when you're ready to check your work. So here's the thing. I mean, the seniors are 18, 19 years old, and I get it, so that's good data. But remember, the demographic was 18 to 35-year-olds. I feel like if I'm only using data from 18 and 19-year-olds, that's not enough to advise that big of a change. Because the target age group is bigger than that. I really think Andre should conduct a survey on other groups of people in different ages, right? He needs to conduct some surveys that get in all of those age ranges all the way up to 35 instead of just a bunch of high school seniors. That's just my feelings on the subject. Let's do just a little bit more on page M4-100. This is interesting. In the past, we've been creating our tables and then using our tables to make graphs. I want you to go the other way around. I want you to use your graph to make the table. What? Can you do it? Can you go backwards? Please notice it's a marginal relative frequency. That means I want, you know how this goes. This means that I want percents, people. So hit pause. Hit pause. See if you can fill in this table. Hit play when you're ready to check your work. So first of all, I need to fill in all the boxes here. It looks like type of vehicle driven. I have a car or a truck. Put that on there. Yay, car or a truck. And it looks like I have 3 different kinds of music, right? I've got pop, country, and rap. So I'm going to put that pop, country, and rap. And then, of course, I'm going to put my totals over here. Now, just to start, I'm going to fill in the straight numbers, and I'm going to put them kind of in the upper corner over here. I'm just going to put in the straight numbers that I have, and then I'll stress out, right? And then I'll worry about the rest of this. So it looks like pop in the car is 70. Country in the car is at 30. And rap in the car is at 50. Like I said, I'm going to do stuff with these numbers. That's why I'm making them so small. Let's see, what do I have here? Pardon me. Pop in the truck is at 50. Country in the truck is at 80. Okay, apparently if you drive truck, you really like country music. And rap in the truck is at 20. I do want to get my totals in here if we're doing marginal stuff. So I am going to grab my calculator real quick and add some things up. If I do 70 plus 30, that's 100 plus 50 means I'm at 150. 50 plus 80 is 130 plus 20. Oh, also 150. Okay, cool, great. Which means if I add these together, my total is 300. If I add these together, I'm at 120. If I add those together, I'm at 110. And if I add these together, I'm at 70. Now, it did say the marginal relative frequency, so I'm going to divide everybody by 300, literally all of them. All of these are going to be out of 300. And this is why I love my calculator, because, oh, dear. So all of these are going to be out of 100. We're going to divide out of, all of these are going to be out of 300. Since I do want a percent, we're going to divide all of these by 300 and then multiply by 100 in order to get a percent. So I'm going to grab my calculator here, and I've already done that. And what have I got here? I've got about 23. Oh, dear. Miss Scott. I am using a wavy equal sign because it is approximately, so 23.3%. That one's exactly 10%, that's convenient. This one is about 16.7%. And of course, this is exactly 50%, which means that one's also 50%. I'm going to come down here, so 50 out of 300. I think we did that one earlier. It's 16.7%. 80 out of 300 is about 26.7%. 20 out of 300 is about, oh, that's small. It's only about 6.7%. And then, of course, these guys, 120 out of 300. I think that's exactly 40%. That's nice. 110 out of 300, I did this earlier, I have it written down, is about 36.7%. And of course, 70 out of 300 is 23.3%, except for some reason, I can't write twos right now. Sorry, that's a 23. I'm sorry. And of course, 300 out of 300 is 100%. We knew that was going to be a thing. Sweet. So now that we have our percents, you don't have to write a big old paragraph, but can you just jot down some thoughts interpreting our relative frequency distributions and our marginal relative frequency distributions, just comparing our percents, and include some kind of explanation about whether or not there appears to be an association between the genre of the most played song on someone's playlist and the type of vehicle they drive. Is there a relationship? Go ahead, hit pause, jot down some thoughts on this, and then hit play to keep the discussion going. Now, your paragraph is probably smaller than my paragraph, and that's okay. I have a big paragraph. Your paragraph doesn't have to be this big. So just some thoughts, some things that I noticed. I can tell that 50% of the people surveyed drive cars and 50% drive trucks. So of the 50% that drove cars, 23% did pop songs, 10% did country songs, 16.7% had a rap song as the most played song. That other 50% of the people surveyed drive trucks, and within that variable, 16.7% had a pop song, 26.7% had a country song, and 6.7% had a rap song as the most played song on their playlist. So the thing that I noticed, and I think I mentioned it earlier, it appears that more people who drive trucks had a country song as the most played song on their playlist, while more people who drive cars had a pop song as the most played song on their playlist. So again, your paragraph may not be this long, but this is what I noticed. This is what I saw from the data, that people who drive trucks really like their country music. As always, I hope you found this helpful. I hope you found this useful. If you have questions or concerns, come talk to me. I'm around. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.